Hello and welcome to day 14. Today I'm going to talk about creation, or the act of creating things. See, and as I have aptly framed into the background here, I enjoy creating all sorts of mediums, from music to 3D prints to perlers, what have you. I like creating just about anything. And I find myself constantly jumping between mediums just because not that I get bored of making specific things, but it's just I enjoy all the different mediums that I have at my disposal. And if I had more avenues to create things, such as like sculpting with clay, I'd probably do that too. I've thought about getting into woodwork, something that I have in mind that I probably will do in the spring here is make a piranha plant mailbox that actually opens and closes with its mouth. I've had that idea for a while, so I think that'd be fun to do that. I want to take some of the 3D prints that I have and do like a casting where I can make metal casting of the prints that I make. So there's a lot of different things that I like to do, but the reason I bring that up is I think creating is a very satisfying principle with our lives. Most of us at one point in our life have this thought where we want to leave our mark on the world, something that will be lasting when we're gone. As morbid as that is to think about, that's the inevitable fact that everyone will live and everyone will die eventually. And I think part of my life is making sure that my legacy while I'm here on Earth lives beyond my lifespan. And the way I do that is creating something that I know will survive. And sometimes that's an idea, sometimes that's music, but part of me thinks that, the internet may not last forever. What if, I don't know, I just forgot what it's called, EMP pulse happens and we go back to the Stone Ages. All that information will just be gone. Heaven forbid we go into a World War III or something where we lose everything. Those are all possibilities that could happen that I think about probably way more often than I should. So creating something physical, something that will survive beyond essentially the decomposition of my own body has always fascinated me. So hopefully that's not the extent for me as far as my legacy is creating these objects, but I think that's important for us to find an avenue for creating that will essentially live on. I think it helps bring us some peace, not only peace and fulfillment, but peace of mind that you will be remembered. And I think that's a very human element, is we are a very social creature, and I think it helps. So I know this is kind of rambling a bit, but trying to put this into words is difficult for me because it's difficult for me to accept that I will die. And a lot of my friends and families know this about me, that if the technology should become available before my timely death, to extend it by artificial parts, I would be first in line. The idea of extending my life so that way I can learn and do more has always intrigued me, and is a big desire of mine, because I think I enjoy new experiences too much to really let my fleeting life be the end of it. Especially because we only spend so much time in our prime. You know, the first 20 years of our life is spent growing and learning and essentially being under control by somebody else. You know, give or take a few years depending on, you know, personal circumstances. And then we probably spend the next 10, 15, maybe even 20 years where we have not only the mental fortitude, but the physical capabilities to do the things that we want to before we really start degrading to a point where limitations are put on us. So I'm about halfway through that point in my own hypothetical timeline here, which is terrifying. And you know, when I look at technology and I look at creating new things, I see the technology that's advancing at a rapid rate. So maybe getting to that point is in my near future. But if it's not, it wasn't meant to be. So I hope this idea of creating or creation gives you any sort of purpose or an idea of how to pursue your own end satisfaction. If it does, or if you have differing opinions on the act of creating, let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I hope you enjoy my content today. Today's remix will be the Fanfare from Chrono Trigger. It's a very joyous theme, so it fits with Joy Week pretty well. But with that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.